Mr. Awhad, if you could hear me, what happens to the probe that had been set up? The findings of this report have been now rejected by the cabinet itself, which means that it may not be tabled, it will certainly not be tabled in the Legislative Assembly today.
It is well within the constitutional limitations of the cabinet to reject and accept any report tabled even to them by the Commission of Inquiry appointed by them. So it is not going outside the arena or outside the judicial limitations of the Constitution which has granted them powers.
Right, but what about the time that has been spent on trying to, come to the truth, to find out the truth really of what exactly happened? Who did this land belong to? Who were the people who perhaps had Benami property? All that time has been wasted. What's the next step?
The Commission of Inquiry under this, in the term of reference, did not have anything to say about the Benami property. There were certain things which had to be investigated or looked upon by the Commission of Inquiry. If the cabinet thinks that it is unfit and it's not fair, so it under the constitutional authority given to them, they have every right to decision or accept it. So they have performed their duties under the Constitution, under the authority given to them by the Constitution. Are you going to challenge the Constitution on that? The constitutional provisions are quite clear on that.
All right, many would ask whether this has been done under pressure, considering that the opposition had cried foul as some of these findings, as was being reported in the media, suggested that many of the political leaders were in fact getting absolved in this report, which was incriminating towards the bureaucrats. Let me go across to Kirit Somaiya of the BJP, who's with us right now on the phone line. Mr. Somaiya, are you surprised at all by this move?
Actually, I heard that from the day one. Both the Congress government, the Maharashtra and central government is bent upon to protect the minister, the chief minister and the whole of the Congress. How the Congress party can pay their ministers, the correct people, it is an Adarsh. And when an Adarsh is there, one can understand. You know, the government just 2 days back refused to permit the American protection against then Chief Minister Ashok Chavan. Prior to that, the government went to the court saying that the CBI doesn't have propriety. So now it is a court. Everybody knows how the Chief Minister, the Congress leaders have entered the names of the Kargil Shahid. But anyway, they want to prevent the arrest of Ashok Chavan from election. So, in all the manner, they are trying to bring hurdles in the judiciary. This commission was appointed by the Gujarat Chavan, the Congress government. And now they are not accepting. They were not ready to put the report. They were not ready to the BJP filed and petition, and what it should be restored.
All right, so what do you want to be done next, considering this judicial panel report has now been junked by the cabinet, which means it will not be tabled in the Legislative Assembly? What should be the next course of action? What will the BJP demand?
Just a month back, we went to the court. Our petition is already admitted by the Mumbai High Court. We are going ahead. Now, it is only judiciary. One is the High Court and Supreme Court, and second one is the public, that is the Janata Ki Adalat. The BJP will take up this issue before both the authorities.
Right. So, Mr. Somaiya, you're saying the BJP would in fact move forward, because earlier as well as had come to light that Mr. Ashok Chavan had earned the reprieve with the governor refusing the sanction for his prosecution. This despite the fact that several other people were charge sheeted by the agency which is investigating this case. That's the CBI. Would the BJP now pin its hope on the judiciary to really get to the bottom of this? All right, reactions that were coming in, Kirit Somaiya of the BJP saying they're hardly surprised by this move of the cabinet, and they are now hoping that the judiciary would in fact help reveal the truth behind the Adarsh Housing Society scam. The much awaited inquiry report was expected to be tabled this afternoon in the Legislative Assembly. I believe we have more reactions coming in. One of the leaders from the Shiv Sena has reacted as well. Let's listen in.
जो कार्यक्रम पत्रिका आ गई उसमें आदर्श का रिपोर्ट रखने की बात नहीं है। हाई कोर्ट में यह सरकार के द्वारा आश्वासन दिया गया था कि इसी सत्र में आदर्श का रिपोर्ट रखा जाएगा, लेकिन वो आज दिख नहीं रहा है। सरकार इससे भाग रही है और छुपाना चाहती है, क्योंकि कांग्रेस के नेता और माजी मुख्यमंत्री अशोक चव्हाण का भांडा फूट जाएगा। उसका नाम उसमें होने से चर्चा में बिल्कुल नई बातें आ जाएगी। इससे सरकार डर रही है। एक तरफ अशोक चव्हाण के ऊपर सीबीआई द्वारा मुकदमा रखने के लिए अनुमति मांगी थी, लेकिन वो भी सरकार नहीं दे रही है।
सरकार द्वारा विधानसभा में आश्वासन दिया गया कि आदर्श कमीशन की रिपोर्ट रखी जाएगी। आज फिर अध्यक्ष महोदय ने कहा कि आज ही रिपोर्ट रखी जाएगी, लेकिन विपक्ष को सिर्फ इसे हथियार बना के सरकार को बदनाम करना या पॉलिटिकल माइलेज लेना, इसलिए इस तरह से सदन चलने नहीं दे रही है। अध्यक्ष ने अगर चेयर से कहा है कि आज रिपोर्ट पेश होगी, तो निश्चित रूप से सरकार रिपोर्ट और एटीआर आज पेश करेगी, ऐसा आश्वासन सरकार ने दिया है।